Hello guys, welcome to today's story, and make sure to subscribe. Always learn to treat everyone with respect and equally no matter what situation the person is in. Sometimes things don't seem to be the way we see them. It happened in a certain city where there was a wealthy man called Mr. Richard who owns different 5-star restaurants in town. He was a nice guy and he treated everyone equally, irregardless of their age, ethnicity, or how they dressed. He always encouraged his employees to treat each customer who comes to the restaurant nicely, so that they can come again and again. Every employee was encouraged to dress decently and clean. His restaurant business was going well, and they were expanding in different places. Mr. Richard was so happy because his customers were impressed with the services they received whenever they visited his restaurants. Time passed and the restaurant owner Mr. Richard started getting some complaints from some customers, claiming some of Mr. Richard's employees are treating some customers differently, based on their appearance. Mr. Richard decided to investigate and find the exact truth about what he has been hearing, to know whether it is true or false. He took his time thinking on what to do so that no one will recognize him. Finally he came up with a plan that will help him execute his plans right. He decided to dress like an old homeless man, and go to one of his restaurants and see how he will be treated. As he reached at the door of the restaurant, the security guard was standing there. He greeted the man and entered in. Before he could even sit, one of the staffs asked him, "What are you doing here, you old stinking homeless man? When was your last time you even had a bath?" The manager of the restaurant heard the commotion, and came and asked old man what he was doing there. With a trembling voice the old man told the manager he had spent a couple of days without food, and he would appreciate if they can at least give him something to eat, because he doesn't have money to buy anything to eat. The manager shouted at the old man and told him, "Here we do not do charity, so he should leave the place immediately before he embarrass him, and he should find a job and stop begging for food." The security guard was told by the manager to chase the old man away and make sure he doesn't come back again there. Mr. Richard was very disappointed with what he saw there. The following day, he went to another restaurant and see if he will be treated the same way. Mr. Richard was very annoyed because every one of his restaurant he visited he was not accepted there, and he knew if this behavior continues he will lose many of his loyal customers, and eventually he will be forced to close down his restaurants due to lack of customers. Mr. Richard remembered he has not visited all his restaurants. There was one left, so he decided to go there and see if he will be treated right. Although in his mind he had no much expectations, he just thought he will be treated the same way he was treated in other restaurants. When he reached there he was so surprised because they invited him and gave him a nice treatment. They took him to one of the tables at the corner, and they served him their favorite food. The manager offered to pay, and told the old man, anytime he was hungry he should come there and he will be given food. Mr. Richard was curious and wanted to know why he was treated nicely by the manager. The manager started to narrate his story, how he was living in the streets and one day he came to that restaurant to ask for food since he had no money and he couldn't afford any meal. He was given food and later he was employed there, and from that day he decided to help others irregardless of their appearance. Mr. Richard then asked, "Where are the washrooms?" He was directed. He went there and changed his clothes and came back dressed decent, and told the manager he was the one who was pretending to be homeless to see how he will be treated. The manager didn't expect that. He was shocked. Mr. Richard told him, "I'm proud of you." After a week he called a meeting of all managers. He told them how he dressed like a homeless man and how they all treated him badly except for one of them who was called Peter. "So from now you no longer work for me except Peter because he is the only manager who treated me nicely. So pack your stuffs and go, I don't want to ever see you in my premises again." They tried to apologize but Mr. Richard had already made up his mind. So always treat other people the way you want to be treated no matter the position you are in.